Hello. Welcome, everyone. Welcome, Lena. I'm so excited to have you here today. You have the same background as mine.
Hi.
We live in the same house, folks. This is
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
kidding.
Right across.
All right, so I'm super excited. If you guys are jumping on in, let me know what is you're tuning in from, what Facebook group sides you have. Today we're gonna go over how Elena's story is how to sell high ticket to your Facebook group, and really like where she just joined Ignite and she's already getting results. So what I love to do is I love to do a shout out interview and kind of like talk to you about your path so far. And what I love to do for our clients is kind of marry and stitch together all their like interviews through our through our client journey with them to show them, oh, like how you've grown. So I'm super excited. Elena got a win. And I want to not only highlight the really, really big, April Dotson doing over $100,000 from her group after just 3 launches and back to back kind of, and but also highlight like the wins that you experience right after you see that something works and you go for it. So with that said, welcome, Elena. Thank you for taking your precious time out of your day today. Let's dive into your origin story. How did you stumble upon this Facebook group world? How did you hear about us? What brought you down this rabbit hole? And what were you doing before?
Okay, so as I told you when I met you, I saw your amazing ad about the, poop. Your poop ad. And it caught my attention because it was like different, something different. And I am super funny, and I don't know, I was like, okay, this is a different way to market something. And then I started reading and I was like, okay, this sounds good. And when I enter your challenge, you know that you go to into a challenge and you barely learn something. So I started learning a lot of things. I already had a 700 people group, but I wasn't. I mean, it was very hard to monetize. So going into your challenge and learning things that you were giving for free, and I was like, okay. I started applying things immediately during that challenge. And then when I had the interview with you, the consultation, I was like, okay, this is something that I need. And then I jump right in. And that's how I started with Ignite.
Yeah. So just so I saw Vanessa going, Kim, you have the same background. So I changed mine so that it doesn't confuse you guys. We're not in the same room. We're not in the same house. Elena's somewhere. She's not near me. But yeah, it was one of the reasons why Elena saw us or got one of us is because of our poop ad. And if you've seen our poop ad, hashtag poop, let me know if you if you enjoyed that ad. You guys are in for a treat. I'm gonna be releasing more ads and they'll just be fucking hilarious ads. With that said, in the hilarity, it spoke to you, right? It like spoke to it really connected with you, and that's why you went in. And then in terms of, so let's talk about your experience after you're like, this is what I need. Why did you feel after speaking to me you're like, this is what I need? What is it about what we have that clicked with you?
Well, so I've tried a lot of things before, engagement, before I found your challenge. And I was like, okay, when I saw your ad, you were telling a different thing that what we are used to see. So when I went to your consultation, you were asking me a lot of questions that you can no one asks. And after I saw your package, to be honest, I wanted to do that. Like, I was like, okay, I want this. And when you are giving a lot of things, I was like, okay, this is it, because this program offers a lot of things, support, and the customer service since the beginning. Like, you can tell that that people are there in the chat and following up, and that is very important. So when you see that before you sign up for for something, and then after as well, then you see that it's worth it. And I'm always about customer service, and I felt that since I joined.
Oh, I love that, Elena. So, what made you trust in the program was number one, it was like a lot of support, and we demonstrated that. Vanessa's like, I think I stepped into the poop ad also. That's so funny. You guys are step into the poop ad.
It's the best ad ever.
That's great, pun intended, right? Stepping into the poop ad. You guys are so funny. So you saw that when you were going through our training, that there was a lot of support. There were other team members. It's not just me, and that type of support gave you the confidence to go, okay, this is good, this is legit. And then after you came in, that support that you felt initially continued for during the program. So I want to get into, I know my reception is not the greatest right now, you guys. I don't know what's going on for today, maybe a storm or something, but I want to get into so after you got in, so what happens? What happened that led you into getting seeing that it's working, that it's successful, and you saw yourself making all these changes? Was it to you like overwhelming? Was it here's what you do next? What is it about the program that enabled you to have success?
Oh, so there's so many things that you offer, like you have a chat where you can post everything and talk directly to the coaches. There is always like constant communication, a lot of lives during the week that you can jump into, the meetings, being in the Facebook where with other people, like having that access to many communication methods. That is something something new for me, because I am also trying to add a few things for my own programs. And you can learn, and all the database with all the courses that you have already, like everything is set up, like organized. And I mean, there's information everywhere. It's like you will have to spend a lot of time trying to learn, because there's so much information. And that is something that I like. And in the first meeting that I was with Larry, I I mean, it's like every time you jump into a meeting, you learn something like completely new, you didn't know. And I like to read and learn a lot from other things, but different. This is a new world for me. And so after my first sales call, the one that you did with Larry, I learned a few things and I applied it, and immediately I sold something and I have even done my launch yet, and I even sold something because of applying those tips that you guys gave us. And I was like, okay, and this is not even launching. And I'm making money.
I love that. You haven't even launched yet because you just joined us. And for us, we love to get into like the details right after your win. So what is it about the training that you experienced with us inside of Ignite, what was that tip? And then how do you utilize that tip to go and sell even before you do your launch? And I love the fact that you can sell before your launch, because I don't want you to wait forever until your launch date, which is not forever. It's very soon. It comes up. But the fact that you can already see a return of investment sooner rather than later. So what is it about we said? Was it something specific? Let's dive a little into the details.
Yeah, so it's the way. It was a tip that it's like asking people questions, listening more, listening to what their needs are. Sometimes we need to hear what people are really interested. They're having a problem and you are for the solution, so you need to make them tell you the what is the problem, because that in when they do that, they are acknowledging they have a problem. And that is when you come with your solution. The way you present the solution should be in a way that you put a value to it, and they can see how much you are giving them. And then, after they see that, they will see that you are really there with the solution that they need. So I mean, even the way that everything is structured, that you guys give us, that those templates, I mean, you guys give everything. So we can create a great product. I even had to have to raise my prices, because when I had my call with Michael, he was like, okay, you're giving too much for this price. So you learn, and you acknowledge that what your products or services are worth. So that is my process.
I love that. And we have like, congratulations, let's go. So excited, Lena. And yeah, you mentioned Michael Rosenberg. Michael is, he's on like his vacation right now. He's just on his trip. And also, he's here very briefly today as well. I see that he's in the comments. Hey, Michael. So, so you took a part of what you learned inside of a training of ours, and then you applied it right away, and what you have to offer is extremely valuable, so that we're like, hey, you got to increase your price. So I'm going to ask you, number one, did you follow that increase your price when you pitch it? And how did it feel getting someone to say yes after you implemented what you learned?
Yeah, it felt good, because sometimes we don't really believe that our product is worth it until someone really sees it. And when someone said yes, I was like, okay, it was like I thought, like. And like when Michael told me, I mean, you're offering too much.
Yeah. So having a voice bounce back to you and tell you that what you're offering is worth way more uh, in that moment changes the way that you price it. So now you don't need to sell as many in order to hit your income goal. And it's just the very beginning of all of this. So I'm really excited for you, Elena. I love that you take action. You don't really wait. You just go for it. I love that. So I want to make sure that we dive into like the numbers and things like that. So what was the level of, like, how did you increase your price from what price point to what price point? And you guys just know that these wins are the wins that would change like the rest of the course of Elena's life. Like these type of wins it can start small, but it really gives you that courage to go, you know what, this is one increase, but it's kind of limitless, the number, the way that you can have your value be really seen. So for the audience, I want to get into the numbers. Is that okay? If it's not okay and you're like, Kim, I want it to be in the, you can tell me the ballpark range of how you increased it, if that's more comfortable for you.
Yes, so I sell automations for credit repair companies and other businesses. So my price range was like 2,000, 800, 800. I mean, $1,800. But I offer a lot of things that are not even out there. And after I started with you, I doubled it, like 3,000, even more. So what I did is I structure my packages differently. So if I'm going to sell you a 2,500 or 3,000 package, I will sell you as well as a subscription which I didn't have at the beginning. And because you guys teach us as well about subscription and getting recurrent fees, that is also good for the business. So I changed it. I changed everything, and it's gonna be better for my business, not only by selling a one-time fee, but also having another service added to that one. That is a game changer.
Oh yeah, and I love how you highlighted that it is a game changer because a lot of coaching really before you were just selling the package. So either it's the package or not, right? And then now you can have this reoccurring income subscription that's coming on in the background. So when you go and you pitch, you have the chance to enroll both sides of the coin. And so that's something that I don't even think about at this point because I'm just like, of course. And I realize that it's something that a lot of coaches struggle with in terms of burnout if all they have is one, either that's it, or that's it, So I really like how you highlighted that, Elena.
And something that I have learned as well from your program is the way that we need to give the client different ways to pay, and if they pay in full, they get this. If they pay this, they get another thing, or they can pay it. I mean, that is also something that has changed my business in a few weeks when I started with you, because I wasn't even giving them option of payments. Sometimes they don't even have all the money. So I partner with another company so they can finance that and pay me. We have to search everywhere to help our clients get our services. So we sell and they also get their services.
Oh yeah, I think financing really opens up the doors to how many clients that's you can change your life for, and that's also really important. That's also something I don't really take into account until I realized that you didn't think about that before you started with us. And how long have you been inside of the program before you you're like, hey, this is something that can help me a lot? How long have you been in this program?
I think I've been less than a month.
Awesome.
Yeah, it's less than a month.
Yeah.
So many things to learn and so many things I have learned and apply immediately.
I love that. And the way we structure our program is making sure that you're coming in, you're not waiting months and months until you see something. That, within the first month, within the first sprint, you should see results, some return on your investment coming back. And it's because that's how I invest. For me, I invest in a coach. That's my goal, to get my ROI back as quickly as possible. Exactly. So, I love that, Elena. All right, so I want to keep this interview kind of short, just chill, and I want to get into also the things that you felt didn't work for you before, what, because when you spoke to me, you're like, hey, I tried all these other things. So can we talk about what hasn't worked? What are the things you didn't feel like, it didn't work, and then now you're in Ignite, you're starting to figure out what is working? Because I think people can relate to you when you tell your story about what have you tried before.
Okay, so before I will learn about how you yourself and your company sells when you go to that landing page, and then you have everything there, but people need to book an appointment with you, and that is something very, very important. When you go to an appointment and you sell yourself, people can see you, trust you, ask you questions. I used to have my packages in my website, those packages with thousands of dollars, without, even though I put everything there, people don't buy that, don't give you $2,000, $3,000 just because you have a website. So I opened my calendar, and now I'm getting, like last week I had like 10 appointments or more, and it didn't happen to me before. Like, it's better when you go to the appointment. So before I wasn't doing that. I was not getting a lot of engagement in my in my Facebook group, and I know that after I start doing, after I launch, I'm gonna get more people coming, and more things that I don't want to disclose because you need guys to get into the program so you learn. But you make, I mean, you learn a lot. Like, you learn how to do everything. Yes, I don't want to give you your tips. You need to get into the program to learn.
And Willis, do you see this working for, because you teach automation, do you see this working for different type of models? Because we do have people who, let's say they teach NLP, and they're like, Kim, I don't know if this will work because I teach this specific thing. Do you see how, what would be your answer if someone's asked you a very specific thing? I'm not sure this will.
I mean, if you believe in your business and if you are good at it, this program is for you. I mean, you can sell anything. And this about the Facebook groups, like getting clients from there is a new way. It's the new way to do it. I mean, any business can do it. Any business.
I love that. Yeah, that's my answer too, but they won't believe me. They will believe you.
Exactly. Yeah. You're your first customer. You have to believe in yourself, and then you go out there and you sell.
Yeah, I love that. And what do you feel about the community? Have you had a chance to? I know you're just in the program, so you know you just enrolled. But have you had a chance to talk to any other team members? Community itself. I know you show up to calls with Larry, and what was your experience with being in the community, or were you like just head down to your thing?
I haven't had the chance to reach out or meet new people, but when I get into the coaching calls during the week, I see the different stories about people. You can meet people from different industries and what they're facing, and you learn not only for about your business but about others. You might even need something from another company, so it's a good way to meet people and collaborate.
Yeah. And something that I want to highlight is that before your calendar would be booked up, and because of the book of call, we got 10 calls last week. So that to me is like lean over because you haven't even done much and you are hopping on these calls. And I want to highlight that and congratulate you for you have a product is strong. The only thing a lot of times is that you don't know what you don't know. So coming into an environment where the things that I find common, the things that we do every day, it's parts of it is very new to to you. So that's really cool. I'm just starting to realize it whenever I'm like talking to him. I'm just like I'm so used to everything like book a call, just everything there that I take that for granted sometimes, not realizing that these things are game changers.
Yeah.
So Elena, whenever I do a client interview shout out, I want to shout you out. So where can they find you? I want to make sure this interview is kind of short, chill. The next one will be longer after your launch. And where can they find you? Who do you serve? And what's the easiest way that they can get a hold of you?
Okay, so you can find me as Elena Diaz, Diaz, in Facebook. And I offer different services, automations for credit repair companies. I am going to start other things as well. And you can find me in my name. You will find my link tree there with all my services, which will redirect you to the to the website. But it's services.systemized.com. So you can find me there, and you can send me a message. Doesn't matter. I'm everywhere. Facebook, Instagram, systemize it, even on TikTok.
I love it. All right, Elena. Well, thank you for showing up today. I really appreciate you hopping on in and telling your story. And I'll see you in the next interview. I'm going to go ahead and put you back into the waiting room. You can X out of the chat. I'll see you.
Thank
And
you.
I'm super proud of what you've accomplished so far. You're such an active taker. I love being able to showcase clients just kicking ass. All right. So
Thank
all right.
you.
Thank you, Elena. Bye. All right, you guys. So that was Elena's story. The reason why I really want to talk and interviewing clients who just got in is because a lot of times the misconception is you have to sit through a program for many, many months before you see any type of success. And this is a way for me to kind of dispel that to you guys and say, look, Elena was in this program not even a month. She started implementing what she learned, and she doubled her prices. She got a client in that doubled her price without having to do a big launch, even though she is going to do a launch. Like, that's part of her timeline. And to just give you guys hope that the things that you don't know what you don't know. So you might not know about these little factors and pieces and things that might be missing that could make her go from, no book calls that week to over 10 book calls just because of a change, a tweak, right? So, all right, you guys, the cart is going to close tomorrow. We already have a bunch of Rockstar people enrolled. Congratulations, Nico. Nico is a 2 Comma Club winner, and he's already earned over millions online, and he's enrolling in the program. So just to let you guys know where you're at, if you're at a certain amount, we can help you look at all the things you don't realize that you're not doing and say, hey, this is what you can do to get there. So, and then congratulations to everyone else who just joined. You guys could see the congratulations post that will be feeding and dripping out. And then also check out my story. We sold out completely of our Orlando Mansion Mastermind. And we have one coming up in June in Mexico. So if you would like to join our Mansion Mastermind in Mexico, #Mexico, drop it in the comments. And we're going to have another Mansion Mastermind. And then we'll have a bigger one that's around 200 to 300 people in October. If you want to be part of the bigger live events, then #October, and we'll be able to reach out to you. Okay, guys, I'm super excited to do the live actual in-person Mansion Mastermind that's coming up in a week and a half. And cart closes tomorrow, so make sure that you do get in before cart close. And even if you're slightly on the fence, make sure that you at least open up a conversation with our enrollment manager, Angel, and she'll be able to answer questions for you and lock you in with a spot. Okay, we have every single time we do our training, we do sell out because each person gets their own individualized coach. We don't have unlimited coaches right now. So make sure that you do schedule your call and see if we're a good fit for you as you are for us. Because as Elena has said, doesn't matter what you teach, as long as you have an offer that you stand solidly behind, we can help you get more eyeballs on that offer, and we can show you what you don't know. All right. Have a wonderful rest of your day, and I'll see you in the next video. Oh yeah. If you like that video, then you will love all the resources that I have over at kimcdang.com. KimCdang.com. That is KimCdang.com. There you will find all my courses, my extensions, all the offers that I have, as well as a lot of free resources if you are just getting started.